Aryan and I'm from Afghanistan and I grew up in a Muslim family. I knew that Muhammad married Aisha when she was just a child. But my excuse was like, it happened thousands of years ago. I loved God and I wanted to be close to Him. So I did everything I could as a good Muslim. And then I come across this news article that changed my life. So the news was that this man married off his 9-year-old daughter to his friend who's 40-something. But the problem is that little girl, she died. She starts bleeding on the wedding night. They took her to the hospital. The bleeding doesn't stop and she dies. I read this news and my blood is boiling. I'm so furious. How dare this man put the life of that child in danger? What's the difference between me and this guy? He follows Muhammad and he married the child. I follow the same Muhammad. And I could see the blood of that innocent child in my hand. And I didn't want no part of it. That was the day I stopped. I stopped praying, I stopped fasting. I believed in God. So I started this quest of finding the religion. So I was like, let's look into Christianity. One other thing which struck me the most was that Quran confused mother of Jesus, Mary. When you read Surah Maryam, it says, "Hey Mary, sister of Aaron." This is like a big historical mistake which God, all-knowing, almighty, cannot make. So that was evident to me that Quran is not from God. And then I landed on this hadith, which was a turning point for me. The story is 3 men traveled to meet Muhammad and they get sick. And Muhammad sent them to this man, you will drink the camel's milk and you will feel better. So they did that. But after they felt better, they killed the man, they took his camel, and as they wanted to flee, Muhammad may arrest them and they bring him to Muhammad for judgment. Now I'm reading this and thinking like, what is he gonna do to them? What I read, he says, cut their one leg at 1 feet from opposite side. Put hot iron in their eyes, leave them in a hot spot until they die. I read this and I stood up from my chair. I couldn't sit anymore. Prophets don't torture people. This is wrong. I'm like, what if Jesus prosecuted someone? Then I'm not going to become a Christian. So I quickly Googled, did Jesus prosecuted anyone? And I see the story of this adulterous woman come. And I read this and I'm like, a woman? They bring this adulterous woman to Jesus and they tell him, according to law of Moses, we should stone her to death. What does your law say? And Jesus say, whoever of you has not committed any sin in their life should cast the first stone. Everybody else, they dropped their stones and Jesus saved her life. And then he said to her, go and sin no more. After reading that, I was on my knees, I'm crying, and I said, I will follow this man. I will follow everything he says. And I commit my heart and soul because he's good.